Can or will politics change the world? To a small degree, yes. It's like if the change that we need is 0 to 100, here's 0, here's 100%, politics can get to about 10%. It can do some stuff. But the real change that human beings need is inside their hearts. This is all through the Bible. If you're a student of human nature, you know it. The real change that we need is in the hearts of men. When I say men, I mean mankind, humankind. This is evidenced by many places in the Bible where the Lord himself points out the heart as the source of not only many problems, but the seat of the human, which deserves primary attention as such. Because the heart, out of it flow the issues of life. This applies to everybody. It applies to Donald Trump, Joe Biden, every other politician you could think of. Applies to you, applies to me. How do hearts change? Hearts change by love. Love is the only thing that never fails. And I'm not talking about these shallow definitions of love. Well, I shouldn't put it that way. Sometimes human beings have accurate definitions of love, but our definitions, even if they are accurate, are also usually incomplete. Because when I say that hearts change through love, they change through God's comprehensive love. God's comprehensive love is complete. It's complete in scope enough to deal with the vast complexities of human life. And hearts themselves are designed to run on love. That's just the way that God made us. He made us in his image. Okay? And so when we run on love, we run the way we are designed. And the more we live in love, primarily his love, but also love with others, the first and second greatest commandments, the more we are changed to how human beings need to be. This is how the world gets changed, right? This obviously happens in Christ, through Christ, with God, and there are a lot of people in the world who are seeking God and who believe in God who don't know Christ yet, and that's okay. But it's ultimately through him, through Yahweh, Papa, God, our Father, and his love, that hearts are changed. And that's the change we need in the world. Okay. So I'm not completely against politics, because politics can affect some change. But if any of us think, I don't mean to be preachy at you, I mean to preach to all of us. I'm always preaching to myself on this channel. If we think that politics alone are enough to change the human race and get us to where we need, all we have to do is take one look at human history to see how that has failed. It hasn't always failed to produce good results, because sometimes it does, right? But it has failed to change the human heart. Politics can never change the human heart. Why? Because they're based on human laws and human regulations and human institutions, human legislation, all that kind of stuff, which is not sufficient to change the human heart. Okay, it can achieve some change, but it's not sufficient. I like to quote Hebrews 10, which says, I believe it's Hebrews 10:1, which says that the law, what does it say? It says the law can never, by the same sacrifices that they offer year after year, perfect the worshipers. Okay? And that's kind of Bible speak, but if you think about it, it basically means that the law is not sufficient in itself. Any law, all the laws in the Old Testament and man's laws, they're not sufficient in themselves to change human hearts, is the point of Hebrews 10:1. What is sufficient to change human hearts? God's love. In a nutshell. How does it happen? It happens as we live in relationship with Him. With Yahweh, Papa, our Father. With Yeshua HaMashiach, the Lord, who helps us to understand Him. Not in a religious way, in a real, truthful way, so that you and I can know our Father and have our hearts changed in the process. That is what changes the world, much more than politics. Thank you and have a nice day.